Sorry.
All right, everybody. My name's Gaerrar. I'm the podcast lead for the Frontier. And sitting next to me, I have two great gentlemen. Gentlemen, you would like to introduce yourself. Dave, you want to start with yourself?
My name's Dave Haddock. I'm the lead writer on Star Citizen.
And Ben, how about you?
I'm Ben Lesnick. I'm a community manager and designer on Star Citizen.
So I've got two gentlemen here. We're going to ask them a few questions and get some clarification. Gentlemen, the first question I have for you is, can you talk through the combat system just briefly for me, so anyone who's new to the game kind of gets an understanding for what they're going to be looking at when they get in the game?
Well, actually, I was at a convention 2 weeks ago, and I was trying to explain the combat system because everyone has this MMO mindset with classes and levels, and they just did not appreciate anything that differs from that. But it's entirely skill-based. If you're familiar with Wing Commander, Privateer, X-Wing, you need to be good with the joystick in order to win at Star Citizen.
So obviously, if you don't know how to work the stick, you are in trouble.
That's a universal constant.
Right? All right. Well, that's pretty good coverage. I like that. So basically, your ship control, you will have to have a stick to do this ship. You don't want to try to do it on, like, say, an Xbox controller. I mean, it could probably be done, but you're not going to get the full wham that you're looking for, correct?
I find it differs from person to person. I used to play Wing Commander with a keyboard, and I did better than with a joystick. So we'll have a lot of different options with joysticks, mouses, mice. Chris uses an Xbox controller when he demos it. He's just more used to it. So that's something for everybody there.
That is awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. We're going to like to ask you a little bit about character creation now. Now, some of us have an understanding of what may take place, but can you give me a little bit of insight on that, Dave?
Well, I mean, just in regards to the level of detail you can get, or
are you gonna have a screen, say, for instance, like in World of Warcraft, where you go in and you have a character, you can change up their looks, you give them, like, are they gonna have specialties? I mean, are they just gonna be a base player? Is this like just your base, of the game, and your ship is the more important aspect?
I mean, I think there's going to be a certain element. I mean, we haven't gotten into the nitty-gritty mechanics of it, but I mean, it's a big aspect of it is also going to be the immersion. It's not going to be sort of like, Mass Effect, where you hit start, a bust pops up and it's like eyes, like, and then you just sort of drop in the game. Like, we want to have it feel as immersive as possible. So, the initial pitch of it was, you walk towards a restroom, and there's like a men's room and a women's room, and so obviously you pick one, and that is picking your gender. And then you go to the mirror and you wipe it down, and then as you're wiping it down, you see the character starts to come into focus as you're adjusting it. So it's sort of merged a little bit more into the gameplay than just a straight, scaling through eye color, type thing. And
so it's not an itemization style, You're not making a piece of gear and coloring it. You're just getting a character.
Again, it's still very early to tell definitively, but yeah, I think obviously you have to have a certain aspect of that because you just need to have people know, like, what options they can go through. But I think the big part was just, it's not a out of universe type experience. Like it's part of the game is picking your avatar, and plus, with the permadeath thing, you're going to have to do it a couple times.
There it is. You'll probably do it several times, especially the way I'm going to fly, because my intent is to kill myself at least every 12 hours.
Yeah, I will crash in my hangar probably 15 to 20 times.
I didn't know you could do that. I'm sad now.
I probably will figure out a way.
Ben, you got anything to add?
Oh yeah, one thing we should actually clarify is that there will be a character selections process. We've had a lot of people asking, are you just this one male bald guy who we see in the hangar? No, we're working on the female model. You'll have all sorts of personalization options, so that's coming.
Well, that's awesome. I got another question for you. The concierge service, can you give me kind of a rough breakdown how that's going to work, or any type of details for that?
Well, I can't say much because I personally have not spent enough to be in the concierge service yet, but we have our customer support folks, Sandy and Chelsea. They have just this. Anybody who spends enough on the game has access to them to answer their questions, just help them out however they can, and it's been great so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've actually had conversations with Sandy, and she's very, very approachable and very treats everyone, with a lot of, you're not just some random video game player. You are someone who stakes some claim, and she treats you that way. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Sandy is amazing. She is the one who arranged for us to come here also, so she's great. She's actually our vice president of marketing, and she interacts with fans directly too, so
that's awesome.
Cool.
I've had a question brought to me. When you have someone who has a bounty on their head, will there be an option where, as you are going through, you can arrest that person, turn him in for his bounty, things like that? Or is it something's looked at, or should we throw that on the wall at crazy?
Yes, absolutely. That's a lot of what bounties are about. You go out there, shoot them down, and if they survive that process, track them in and hand them over to the authorities or anyone else who might have put that bounty in their head.
All right, that sounds good. I like that. You should write that in. What do you
No,
think?
it's going to be. I mean, it's interesting. Like, they've again, we're still just sort of sketching out the possibilities of what you can get with bounties. Just like whether there's, you can specify dead or alive. I mean, obviously with permadeath that puts a weird kink in that thing. But yeah, there's going to be. I think it's going to be a really robust system. Like the documents that a lot of the designers have been working on have been offering a lot of versatility and a lot of interesting things that like really make it feel like it's not just sort of you tag their ship and they're, you go collect money.
You're actually going to have to go in and make some things happen. You're not just going to see the ship and be like, okay, you're mine kind of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be, once again, it's like, I mean, the name of the game in this is immersion, so it's going to feel robust and, organic and exciting. So.
I got to tell you, that's the one thing about this game that's got me the most excited is the fact that you are going to have such an immersion of how you can, if you just want to be someone who takes supplies from a spaceport to a spaceport, you can do that. If you want to just fly around and find things, you can do that. It's really amazing what you guys are got coming up. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's amazing some of the fans you talk to. I've run into people that are like, I was a trucker for 40 years, and I'm so excited about the fact that now I could be a space trucker. And that's what they're excited about, and we're going to make that happen.
We were talking to one guy who he wanted to build a Starfarer, load it with gas, and basically be space AAA.
That is awesome.
That was what he wanted to do.
You guys are going to have to make space truck stops now, though. I mean,
we do have. I think we do have some hubs.
This is awesome.
Some transport hubs.
All right, guys. Last thing, and this could be pretty good because Dave, you're a big story guy, and I know you're big into that, and because you're the lead writer, and that's what happens, right?
It's true.
All right.
A lot of writing.
When it comes down to the Squadron 42 module of your game, are you going to have like? There's not just a straight line shot. You have to do whatever they say, and if you don't accomplish this task, it stops there. Or will there be consequences? Can you make a bad decision, but the game still continues on?
Yes. I mean, obviously we're still locking down the story, but like with most of Chris's games, Wing Commander, stuff like that, like there's, on a sort of base skeletal level, there's a, winning path, losing path, where the choices that you make, the success in your mission is not necessarily a binary, you win, you lose. So you can, get to the point where you, based on your mission choices and your success ratio in the missions, you can still effectively lose the mission even though you accomplish all of the mission parameters. So your next mission will be more difficult, that type of thing. So we're playing with a lot of different ideas of how to make it feel like, it's not simply you blow up guy A, you win. If you don't blow up guy A, you just restart the mission.
Okay, so it's just not like a loop thing here. You have to eliminate this, and this in order to move on, or you're just stuck in the loop.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a certain element that you have to include, but yeah, the idea is we want it to feel like there are consequences to the choices that you make that aren't immediately just sort of mission parameter based too. So
awesome. Is there going to be like a good side, bad side kind of conundrum there? Where you can make be a bad guy in the thing, or is this mostly you as a squadron fighter defending the squadron and doing what needs to be done?
There might be. Not to spoil anything, but yeah, we have talked about a couple possibilities where you can kind of make less than honorable decisions.
That's awesome. Because let's face it, some of these guys that want to play pirates in open space, they don't want to do the right thing. They just don't. Anybody out there who got a question? You want to walk up here and ask these guys a question? No?
You guys I think they're gonna wait till tonight.
You're gonna wait till tonight with the panel at 7? Awesome.
I have a question, sir.
Okay, sir, you have a question. Please step up to the mic.
We were talking a little bit earlier about crowdfunding and making that design model for making a game. And I've been critical of it in a lot of shows that I've done. My question to you guys is, what are the pluses of it? What are the minuses of it? And how is it that you guys have been able to maintain such a responsibility to the community and making sure that it's all going in the right places, money-wise?
Well, we're trying something different with our crowdfunding model. A lot of people go into it, they say, we need $500,000, we're going to go make this game, and then they go off and you don't see them for 6 months, and either they come back with the game or they just never come back again. Our idea is that we want to share every little step of the game. We're doing the whole thing crowdfunded. million budget, first AAA title ever like this, and we're treating you guys like you're our publisher. We have to be responsive to the community. That's basically what we went into this with the understanding that the community was going to be our publisher rather than just no one is our publisher.
I think that's kind of amazing because your transparency, because I go to the website every day. I mean, I literally go there every day just to see if something new's happened, to watch us break 17 million, which, congratulations, by the way, that's amazing.
Thank you. I slept through it last night.
Right. But, I mean, just to go on anything that somebody wants to know. I mean, to include how your hangar's set up under your options and all that stuff, where you can see where all the ships you've bought and all the things that you've done. I really enjoy how that's laid out and the transparency of your company when it comes to the money.
It's absolutely important to be responsive. In fact, I mean, I know we've gotten some feedback yesterday about the new version of the store, and Chris is actually going to have a post tonight addressing issues, because that's the important thing, keeping our community understanding what we're doing, why we're doing it, and adapting when they don't like it.
That is awesome. Well, Ben and Dave, I know you got another interview to go to right now, so I would like to thank Dave. I'd like to thank you for sitting down with me, and Ben also, and we'll get with you guys later on at 7 o'clock.
Sounds good. Cool.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Anybody who's standing outside, I appreciate you being here and listening to what I had to say, and I hope you had a good time. Thanks. Guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
First time I've done
Dude, you're a natural.
that. That was the first time I've done that, so I was kind of wiggling.
In tonight's episode, MOG Nation stars in Space Terror. Have you ever dreamt of going to space and seeing the stars?
Of course I do.
MOG Nation has too.
Seems fine. Perfect.
Great. We're going to space.
And it is a glorious thing to be the Pirate King. I am the Pirate King.